on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Authorities search for a teen they believe has been abducted.
Parents make a plea tonight for their daughter to return home safely.
Just don't hurt my child, please. Don't hurt her.
After a nationwide manhunt, Kayla was rescued, and she is here today. Instead of going to school, we're actually going to meet up with this 37-year-old man.
I'm friends with his daughter.
And you're how old?
15.
The two of you were laying on the couch without your clothes on.
Yes.
What happened?
I chose a sexual relation with a grown man.
The man that you ran away with is a predator. You're sleeping in his bed, right? You have no idea.
I just fell apart. I couldn't believe this grown man was messing with my daughter.
Today, we are going inside the shocking rescue of a Georgia teen whose face was plastered on posters across the state. An Amber Alert was issued for 15-year-old Kayla Wasco after she disappeared from her parents' home. Authorities then warned that Kayla could be in extreme danger, sparking a massive countrywide search. After 5 days, Kayla was found safe, but questions remained. What was her relationship with her alleged abductor, who was 20 years her senior? Was she lured into what she described as almost a romantic Romeo and Juliet relationship with her friend's father? Did she run away with him? Or was she taken against her will? Well, she is here today, along with her mother, in an exclusive interview just hours after her rescue. Take a look.
Georgia authorities search for a teen they believe has been abducted.
The sheriff's office issuing a statewide alert tonight and the search for 15-year-old Kayla Noel Wasco.
Authorities say that she was last seen on Sunday in Evans, Georgia. She's thought to be in the company of a 37-year-old man, Jason Johnson.
Columbia County parents make a plea tonight for their daughter to return home safely.
Just don't hurt my child, please. Just don't hurt her.
The teen's mom started having some concerns about her daughter days before she ran away.
And an investigator in Columbia County briefly questioned the 15-year-old about her relationship with Jason Johnson.
My daughter was friends with his daughter. That's how he, I guess, got introduced to my daughter.
Nora found her daughter's bedroom empty Monday morning. 3 days later, deputies confirmed she's on the run with this man.
Columbia County authorities say Kayla Wasco was found in Tennessee over the weekend in a candy store with an older man they believe she left with. They say 37-year-old Jason Johnson was taken into custody and now faces multiple charges.
Jason Johnson charged with aggravated child molestation, enticing a child for indecent purposes, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
It's the reunion a mother and father were praying for.
Nora and Rick Wasco reunited with their daughter Kayla inside the Columbia County Courthouse this afternoon.
You hear things like this on TV, but you never think it would happen to you.
After a nationwide manhunt, Kayla was rescued, and she is here today in an exclusive interview along with her mother and brother. But what really happened? How did Kayla end up with this allegedly dangerous man, and what was her relationship with him? We're about to find out. Hello.
Hi.
Laura, Dr. Phil.
Nice to meet you.
Kayla, good to meet you.
Good to meet you, too.
I cannot begin to tell you how glad I am to see you, because I could be talking to you alone and having a very different interview right now. So let's start a little bit in reverse order. I want to start with recent history and then work backwards from there. You were gone how many days?
6.
6 days. All right, and you found her missing in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, about 2 o'clock in the morning.
You went in about 2 o'clock in the morning. You had no idea she was gone, right?
No.
Why were you checking her room at 2 in the morning?
I've been waking up off and on during the night and just going and checking on her. Sometimes she'll be up late talking on the phone, you know, and she goes to school, so I have to make sure that she gets her rest, and usually that's what I do. I go in there and check and make sure she's asleep.
And going to school?
No.
I have not.
You've not been attending school. Did you think she was?
Yes.
Where had you been going instead of to school?
To his house.
To his house. And he is who?
Mr. Johnson. Jason Johnson.
And he's how old?
37.
37. And you're how old?
15.
Okay, so you were actually, instead of going to school, you were leaving the house like you were going to school, but you were actually going to meet up with this 37-year-old man.
Yes.
Okay, you had no idea.
No, she would actually ride the bus to school. She would go by the counselor's office and check in with her, and then we suppose she was going to her classroom.
But you'd just go in one door and out the other? Would he be waiting for you?
Yes, he would pick me up at the neighborhood behind the school.
Okay, and where would you go?
We would go back to his house.
Did he not have a job?
No. He quit. He worked out of a dealership.
And how long had this been going on?
It's been 6 months now.
And how did you meet him?
I'm friends with his daughter.
Okay, so you and his daughter were close friends, right? And this is your good friend's dad. How did you start a relationship with her dad?
Well, I mean, I thought I was going to hang out with her one day because she texted me out of the blue. And she asked me to text her dad asking if I can come over. And I thought that was all it was. And then he just kept talking to me like a really, really cool parent.
That same day?
Yes.
What kind of things were you talking about?
I just got off of a cruise, and he was asking me like how that went, and then we would talk about celebrities that we liked, and then I just thought like it was, like I said, a cool parent, and then it started to get flirting.
Give me an idea of what he said or did that was, in looking back, was the first flirtation.
I was dyeing my hair, I was highlighting it, so I just sent him a picture of my hand covering my face, but my hair showing, and then he wanted a picture of me, so I sent him a picture of me, and he called me cute. And
was this intriguing to you or curious?
Yes, it was weird at first, but I didn't understand what was going on.
But how many times would you text a day, for example?
We stayed up all night talking.
Through the night? Did you text 50 times, 100 times, 200 times?
Yes, pretty much. We just texted the whole time. We didn't stop. We stayed up all night.
How personal did it get that first night?
Not that personal the first time. Like I said, we just talked about like our common interests and things that we like.
When was the first time that you actually hung out with him personally, the two of you?
A few days after that, I tried to convince my mom into letting me go hang out with my friend. And I thought it was just us, me and my friend, gonna hang out. But then she started to she told me to talk to her dad. And I was like, okay, because he seemed cool to talk to. And then after that, it started me just hanging out with him. He was asking about me because one time he picked up his daughter while she was staying at my house over the winter, and he was engaged at that time, and I didn't think of anything. But then after that, she said that he wanted to add me on Facebook and start talking to me after him and his ex-fiance got broken up.
When was the first time it wasn't just talking to her dad, but this got a romantic feel to it?
Within the first week that I went over there to stay.
Within the first week. How did he cross that line? What was the first thing he did?
Coming up.
He just stopped and looked at her and laughed.
His daughter walks through the room while he's being intimate with her friend, and he just laughs.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. Her first time on the show, she claimed to be pregnant.
You believe this baby's the son of God?
Yes.
Now,
everybody wants to know what happened to baby Jesus.
Haley is back.
Before you went to their treatment, Haley Ann, you were not diagnosed.
Yes, I was. It's on the freaking other show.
She started a treatment program.
Other than being helped, I don't see how it helped me at all.
Other than being helped, you don't see how it helped.
What does she believe now?
You still think Eminem is your father. You also told them that I was your uncle.
I thought you were.
Would that make me Eminem's brother?
No, his dad.
Well, I have a son that's a musician, but it ain't Slim Shady.
That's tomorrow. We now return to the Amber Alert, the search and the rescue.
A family begging this morning for the safe return of their 15-year-old daughter after Columbia County deputies believe a 37-year-old man abducted her.
They believe she may have run away with an older man and she could be in danger. Her parents say they believe Johnson manipulated her into running away, and anyone with any information is asked to contact the sheriff's office so that they can find both Kayla and Johnson.
How did he cross that line? What was the first thing he did?
I was sitting on the couch and he started sitting with me and we laid down together.
On the couch?
Yes.
When you laid down with him on the couch the first time, were you intimate that first time?
Yes.
Where was his daughter?
She walked in on it actually, and then she went back upstairs.
Okay, so she was in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on the couch with her dad, and you're being intimate with him, and she's upstairs. Were either of you concerned she might come downstairs?
When she did, he just looked at her and she minded her own business.
So she did come in?
Mm-hmm. She walked in.
While the two of you were laying on the couch without your clothes on. She's walked through the room? How did he react?
He just stopped and looked at her and laughed.
His daughter walks through the room while he's being intimate with her friend, and he just laughs.
And then she went back upstairs.
Okay. Did she say anything to you about it afterwards?
Mm-mm.
Never
The
brought it
only
up?
question she asked was if it was weird to us with the age gap.
Okay. So once that took place the first time, how often did that happen?
If not every day, every other day.
So once it happened a week into your interactions with him, then you started having sexual interaction for 6 months until you ran away together. Always at his house?
Sometimes in the car.
And you spent the night over there some, right? You told your mom, I'm going to spend the night with his daughter? And you were okay with that because there was an adult there.
Yeah, actually, before I allowed Kayla to go over to her dad's house, I had the dad come up. I told Kayla, no, you can't go over there unless I meet him. I want to know, you know, some information from him before you go over there. So he comes up to the door with his daughter, and he looked just normal. I mean, nothing flagged me that there was anything wrong with him. I asked him, where do you work? And he told me at this car dealership. I asked him exactly where, you know, he was taking Kayla to and what the girls were going to be doing. I told him that, you know, she's not allowed to see boys. She's not allowed to go off with boys. So she needs to stay at the house with his daughter. And he said, that's exactly how I feel. I'm just, you know, I'm just like you. And everything just seemed right. It seemed okay.
Fell right into place.
Yeah.
Now, was this his stepdaughter or his biological daughter?
His daughter.
This is his biological daughter?
Yes.
Do you know if he was ever intimate with his daughter?
He wasn't with his daughter.
You spend June, July, August, September, October, November sleeping in his bed with him when you went over to spend the night with your friend. You're actually just living with him. You're sleeping in his bed, right? You have no idea. Now, when did you make the decision to run away together and why?
Coming up.
He was nice to me, and we lasted 6 months, and that was a long time for me.
So people knew and didn't say. They know there's a 37-year-old man with a 15-year-old child, and they don't tell anybody? What the hell are people thinking? Police are on the hunt for this young girl.
Can I speak to you for a second?
You didn't look for her the first 24 hours.
I did look for her.
This isn't the first time Darby's gone missing.
This girl would rather run away than stay in this environment controlled by the two of you. You haven't been fully forthcoming with us.
I'm going to end this because I don't need this.
I am through being manipulated by you.
I'm not trying to manipulate.
Then sit down and talk to me.
I'm a true prophet of the Lord.
My ex-boyfriend is a dangerous man with a messiah complex.
You put her in scalding hot water.
What's it scalding?
We're the victims here. Do you understand that?
I'm a victim of this world.
My stepdad is a sick pervert.
He would have me touch him in the tub.
And your grandmother knew this.
She was fluffing her hair 10 feet away.
I never saw it. You know what you did.
I did not molest you.
Plus,
Brandon was acting, modeling, and even had a record deal.
but look at their 35-year-old son now.
Brandon loves to wear superhero costumes.
To prevent crime and to fight coyotes in Griffith Park.
I was stuck 20 feet in the air, so I figured, what would Batman do?
Well, that's just stupid.
Her first time on the show, she claimed to be pregnant.
Do you believe this baby's the son of God?
Yes.
Now,
Move out of my way. Move!
Haley is back.
Everybody wants to know what happened to baby Jesus.
Is he a gold digger?
I'm allowing her to believe that she's my girlfriend.
Is she a scammer?
I know you don't have a twin sister. Why did you feel the need to invent her?
Is this the wildest catfish story?
Is your name even really Suzanne?
Of them all.
He's thinking he's going to cash in on the will of somebody that didn't exist.
Why did you carry this on for so long?
He wanted a car and a diamond ring.
We now return to Dr. Phil's exclusive interview.
It has just been a horrible nightmare. You don't sleep.
Yes.
I just keep thinking she's going to walk through that door.
Nora told deputies the window screen was taken out and there were no signs of a forced entry. She left her phone behind and didn't take any extra clothing. Deputies confirmed the two had been seeing each other and she's in danger. For now, the Waskows just hope their only child will make it home safe.
We just want to get this nightmare over with. Bring her home safe.
Yeah.
Bring her home today.
When did you make the decision to run away together, and why?
It was kind of spontaneous. I went to court and it was brought up there because my mom had found some emails between me and him. And then after that, I had to tell the investigator what was going on. And he found out and contacted me saying that he was going to overdose and kill himself, that there's no reason to be alive anymore. And I was thinking, if he kills himself, his kids and everybody's going to blame me for his death. So he said that running away would be the only other option.
So you found out that she was having an intimate relationship with him when?
I had seen some texting between her and a person named Jason. And I questioned her, who is this Jason? And Jason's a common name, so her brother's name is Jason, so it didn't connect with me that it was Jason Johnson. And she said it was a young boy, 16 years old, that had his own car. He was being homeschooled, and she said that, they were just texting each other. We went to court because of truancy, because she had missed several days at school, which was a real surprise for me, because here I was thinking she was going to school each day. She has a cell phone and it actually has a tracker on it. So I would check to make sure where she was at, and it said she was at school. Finally, she had missed so many days that they sent out a subpoena for her to go to court. We went before a judge and he questioned her. He said, "Who is this Jason?" And she wouldn't say anything at first. And he said, "You're either going to tell me or you're going to go to jail." And then Kayla told him who it was. I just fell apart. I couldn't believe this grown man was messing with my daughter. I'm sorry.
And when was this court date?
This was the Friday before she ran away.
So that's when you found out. Is that why you were checking?
Yes.
Because you thought she might go into the wind.
Thank you. I got them to put a tracker on her. And she had taken the tracker off.
You mean the ankle bracelet?
Yes.
How'd you get it off?
I took a knife, and because I saw how she took it off to change it before, and so I clipped the piece off and took the pieces off one by one, put them back together, and left it on the charger.
So at this point, did you confide in the judge or the court that you were having an intimate relationship with him?
I told the investigator right after because the judge sent us out after I said the name. He told us to talk to a cop outside. So we went to this conference room thing and talked to this investigator, and I told him everything.
Did you tell him that you told the investigator?
Yes.
You said they asked me, and I told him yes.
I said that the cops knew what was going on, and that's why he said he wanted to kill himself.
Okay, and that's when he said, I'm toast here. I'm going to kill myself. And whose idea was it to run away?
His. He said that he wanted to go to a rural area where there was nothing, and that's why we ended up in Tennessee.
And were you prepared to leave your family for good?
No, I was not. I actually went back home to where we used to live, hoping that if they found out we were going north, that she would see that I was there.
We used to live in Virginia, and that's where they went to.
Were you hoping to get found?
I wanted to because it was hard, and I had to panhandle, asking people for money for gas, and we slept in a car, and it just started getting too hard.
And what kind of car were you in?
Crown Victoria.
And what did he do for money?
Nothing. He just drove.
He put you out on the street?
I had to ask people at gas stations for a few dollars.
How much money did you gather up throughout the week total?
We got like 10, 20 a day.
We? It was we, you?
I asked people and got up to that.
Mm-hmm. Did he ask you to do anything for the money? Did he ask you to do anything besides panhandle?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Catch you outside? What does that mean?
What I just said.
She was on the show in September.
You want to take this outside? Because I think they can bring cameras outside.
Never suspected she'd become one of the biggest memes on the internet.
Catch me outside, how about that? How about that?
Sit down.
Over 95 million views on YouTube.
They never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
And exploding across social media.
Catch me outside.
One local church has gone viral. Church sign reads, "Catch God inside." How about that?
Now. Coming next week, she'll be back on stage.
You want to do it again?
We now return to Dr. Phil's exclusive interview. The Amber Alert, the search and the rescue.
Kayla Waskow went missing Monday. An Amber Alert has since been issued, and deputies believe she may be in danger.
Since she disappeared Monday morning, Rick has been on the road, hoping for any sign of his baby girl and the man she's with.
I can't sit still. I can't wait. I got to be active. I got to do something. I want her home.
How much money did you gather up throughout the week total?
We got like 10, 20 a day.
Did he ask you to do anything for the money? Did he ask you to do anything besides panhandle?
No.
He didn't ask you to offer your body or anything?
No.
So you're at gas stations going up to cars and saying what? What did you say to these people?
I said, you don't happen to have a few dollars I could use for some gas?
And did they see that you were with him?
Yes. Because he would pull up to the pump and I'd show them the car.
Did you ask him why he didn't go ask and you sit in the car?
He said that it's harder for guys to get money.
So it was his idea to run away. Well, I thought he was just going to kill himself. How did the idea to run away come up?
Because I kept like telling him not to kill himself and telling him that there's more to life, that after jail he can get out, that his kids aren't going to go crazy, and he thought of a loophole. Which was? To run away and leave. Run away. And he's going to wait till you turned 18 and you were going to get married, right? That was... Now, you've been characterized, or at least initially people thought that you were abducted and kidnapped. Did you feel like you were... I wouldn't say kidnapped, but I mean, from hearing why it was kidnapped, I mean, I can see how some people would think that, but I still would call it runaway. Well, when you went missing, your brother Jason said he started hearing some interesting things from the people in town. So I want to add him to this conversation and let him fill us in on what he learned and what he knew. You've been very helpful in this whole process and really shed some important light on this. So thank you so much for doing that. When this kind of broke, you were very upset, right?
Yes, sir.
What did you start finding out?
Started finding out all kinds of things that put my business and everything on hold. As soon as I did, a lot of my customers, a lot of people in town and all are all friends of mine on Facebook telling me, you know, that they wanted me to find him. I was getting information from several different sources that this wasn't the first child that he had molested or touched, and that he was a dangerous man, that ladies that he was with previously in relationships, once the relationship was over, then he turned combative towards them, and hit them and things like that. And his family told me that it was dangerous, that they feared the safety of my sister. Every lead that I was getting, I was trying to go and find my sister.
You were scared?
I was. I didn't think I was going to see her again. And I sure didn't want what was going on with her going on. We wanted to bring him to justice. We wanted Kayla back. That's all we wanted.
Well, did people in town know that they were a couple?
There was a couple that said, yeah, they knew about it. I said, well, then why in your head didn't you say, I need to let this girl's mother know? If someone would have come to her and told her, hey, look, I see this gentleman parked in your neighborhood 4 or 5 times a week. And sometimes I see your daughter going out there to meet him. My mother would have called the sheriff's department right then and there, made the report, and the next time that he was parked in that neighborhood, they would have probably got him in.
So people knew and didn't say. What the hell are people thinking? They know there's a 37-year-old man with a 15-year-old child, and they don't tell anybody? They don't even anonymously call the police or the school or the parents or the brother or the family? Nobody said anything?
No.
And he told you, when you're 18, we'll get married, right? Did you believe that? Did you think you'd get married at 18? Did you think that would erase the statutory rape that had gone on for the 3 years prior? I didn't know. I had hoped. You hoped it would? Yeah. Tell me what you said to yourself that made this seem like a good idea. Because he was nice to me, and we lasted 6 months, and that was a long time for me. I'm not really a people person in my place. Like, I'm kind of by myself. Mm-hmm. You're a loner? At, like, school and all, yeah. So he was nice to you. He paid attention to you. Did you think ever, this is creepy? This guy is old enough to be my father? It was weird at first. Did you ever think it's creepy that his child is walking through the room while we're naked on the couch having sex and he laughs? Did that ever seem to you, this just ain't right?
We now return to Dr. Phil's exclusive interview.
Did you ever think it's creepy that his child is walking through the room while we're naked on the couch having sex and he laughs? Did that ever seem to you, this just ain't right? No, because I just thought it was like an embarrassing thing. But that didn't set off a bell that said, this is not... I mean, it was weird, But like I said, I got someone who paid attention to me and actually listened and seemed to care, so I tried to ignore everything else.
Did he ever hurt you?
Not, like, beat me.
Were you ever scared?
Greatly. The whole time. That's why I was scared to contact my parents whenever we left, because I didn't want him to... I told him I was scared of him, too.
What did he say when you said you were afraid of him?
He just said, then you don't need to be with me.
Were you together 24/7?
Mm-hmm.
Never alone?
Not really.
He didn't go off somewhere and get beer or something? You were by yourself?
He had no money. He had nothing to go anywhere. I was his way of getting money.
How'd you get drunk? You panhandled for money and bought him beer or whiskey or whatever? They found you on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they found you 4 days ago.
The reason we got her back is because of this wonderful man named Mr. Fetko. He followed their car from gas station to gas station, got the police on the phone, and stayed with them until the police got there.
Knoxville native John Fico doesn't consider himself a hero, but he's the man responsible for the return of missing 15-year-old Kayla Waskow.
I challenge anybody to come up with a person's name, a person of any type, that wouldn't have done what I did.
And then he has said, I did what anybody would do. Actually, no. You didn't do what anybody would do. There were people in town that knew this was going on and didn't do anything, and he cared enough to follow along and get involved, and because of the Amber Alert, which says the Amber Alerts do work, and there are people with brains who do what they need to do. So,
yes.
Kudos to him for doing that. It's been 4 days since you were found. You spent your first night in jail, juvie, because technically you were a runaway.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they got in touch with you and y'all got together, then they released you to your parents, of course.
Right. When we went before the judge, he looked at Kayla and he said, you do realize he's the adult and you're the victim. And if you listen to what she's saying in her answers, it's answers of a child, not an adult. And, some people were trying to say some very ugly things that, as if she's an adult. But she's not. She's only 15. And I just believe that he really messed with this child's head.
What do you think about it? What do you think about the choice you made?
Coming up.
I have had this conversation with these people about you being dead. They got found in a ditch by the side of the road, rotting, because somebody cut their throat and threw them away like trash. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show, call 323-461-PHIL or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon.
We now return to the Amber Alert, the search and the rescue.
What do you think about the choice you made?
I think I should have just saw all the signs and should have just stayed home and followed my mom's rules, because I'm living with her until I'm 18.
Do you get the gravity of the mistake that you've made? And tell me what it is.
Me being 15, I made the mistake of putting my life and trying to be grown into a man who is a 37-year-old adult, old enough to be my father, putting everything in his hands whenever I'm supposed to be at home with my mother.
And you wanted to be here and talk about this because you want to use this to help others, right?
Yes. I want people who are in or think that they can be in an older relationship with somebody and get away with it. It's illegal and wrong. It's illegal for a reason.
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't show a 15-year-old on the show in a situation like this. I've made an exception here for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is an Amber Alert situation. Your face has been wall to wall, coast to coast, so there's no secret about your identity. Number two, you wanted to tell your story, and I wanted to give you the platform to do it. Number 3, the adults in your family consented to doing that. And 4th, and most importantly, I want people to understand that you're the victim here. And I have a very different answer to that question about how this could go wrong. Because, Caleb, it's by the grace of God that you're not dead. It's by the grace of God that I'm not sitting here talking to your mother and brother about your funeral. Because let me tell you, I have had this conversation with these people about you being dead already, because it didn't turn out this way. They didn't get found alive. They got found in a ditch by the side of the road, rotting, because somebody cut their throat and threw them away like trash. The man that you ran away with, if he is guilty of the things that he is alleged to have done, then he is a dangerous predator. And you did not have a sexual relationship with him. You were raped. And let me tell you, you say, well, no, I went along with it. I gave permission. I did it willingly. The reason you were raped is because someone your age does not have the capacity to give consent. You just don't have the experience yet to be able to predict the consequences of your actions. You would have had the capacity to know that that was ludicrous. And I need to say, as of this point, Jason Johnson has been arrested. He's been charged. There have been no convictions. That's why I say all of these are allegations. You know what happened. You were there. But he's not been convicted. So we have to call these allegations. And, Mom, I know that you and Big Brother, God bless you for being vigilant and finding out the things that you have found out. But you guys have gone, we've got her back. That's the #1 biggest hurdle. You got her back alive and intact. Let me tell you something. Having been doing this for 45 years, I can tell you this isn't over. Jason Johnson has been charged with aggravated child molestation, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, child molestation, and enticing a child for indecent purposes. We attempted to reach out to him through his attorney, and we did not receive a response for comment. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
So let me tell you something. Having been doing this for 45 years, I can tell you this isn't over. There is very specialized care for survivors of rape, molestation, all of these types of abuse. There is work to be done. Let me help you get that done. I will handpick some very specialized care with professionals that are trained in this particular type of trauma to help. And we will do that if you'll let me bring you those resources. I would love to do that.
That's definitely, thank you.
That's just our gift to you, if we may do that, please. With her and with this whole family here. We just want to help you. We want to help you be everything that you can be, everything that you need to be. And look, life's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We want you to put this in your rearview mirror, and we want your life to be just everything that you deserve for it to be. And I really thank you for being here and warning that there might be 1,000 girls right now that are sitting there getting ready to go out their bedroom window that are watching you, that will shut that window and think about this again. But let's take care of that life. Let's take care of you. Okay?
Thank you.
Are you glad you came?
Yeah.
Nora, thank you. Jason, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Again, Jason Johnson has not been convicted of any crimes. He has been charged with aggravated child molestation, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, child molestation, and enticing a child for indecent purposes. We will continue to follow this case as it unfolds. I want to thank Kayla and her mother and brother for sharing their story today. We are so glad that her disappearance had a happy ending for this family. There's a valuable lesson here today. Parents, make sure you know the adults your children are spending time with. A 15-year-old child is a prime target for potential predators. Talk to your teen. Be involved in their lives. Know who you're exposing your children to. Don't take anything for granted. For more information, go to drphil.com. Thanks for watching.